Happy morning, all the participants. Vasanti ma'am.
Deepika, am I audible?
Ma'am? Yes, ma'am. Vasanti ma'am, the first person has joined, I think so. Shall we start the session, ma'am?
Okay, ma'am. 3 more minutes so that morning, sir. Welcome,
Sir,
sir.
happy morning, sir.
Ma'am, good morning. I'm available.
Sir, shall we start the
Ma'am.
session, sir?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, sir. Ma'am, shall I start, ma'am?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. A warm good morning to one and all present here. The aim of education is the knowledge, not of facts, but of values, said by Dean William R. Inc. It is an occasion like this to add knowledge and understanding. I really feel happy for you all by taking time in your busy schedule to join us today. I hope you will learn a lot today and enhance your wisdom through this webinar. With this, I would like to invite Mrs. B.K. Vasanti, Head Department of English, PPG College of Arts and Science, to welcome the gathering.
Good morning, all. On behalf of our English department, I extend my warm welcome to our respected principal, Dr. N. Muthamani ma'am. Welcome, ma'am. It's my immense pleasure to welcome our resource person, Mr. K. Nandakumar, Assistant Professor, Department of English, Sri Ramakrishna Mission Vidyalaya College of Arts and Science, Coimbatore. I'm happy to welcome all the HODs and professors from various colleges and my dear colleagues, welcome you all. Finally, I welcome all the research scholars and beloved students from other colleges and our college. Welcome you all for this wonderful session. The topic for today's session is English is made easy. I assure you all that this will be a very useful session for you. Once again, I welcome you all. Thank you. I invite Mrs. D. Deepika Devi, Assistant Professor, Department of English, to introduce our resource person.
Thank you, ma'am. It's a great privilege for me to introduce our chief guest of today, Mr. K. Nandakumar, Assistant Professor, Department of English, Sri Ramakrishna Mission Vidyalaya College of Arts and Science, Coimbatore. He is having 6 years of teaching experience at Sri Ramakrishna Mission Vidyalaya College of Arts and Science. He did his undergraduate at PSG College of Arts and Science in the year 2012. He did his B.Ed in SRMB College of Education in the year 2013 and his postgraduate in Pondicherry Central University in the year 2015 and MPhil in Government Arts College, Coimbatore in the year 2018. Currently, he is pursuing his doctorate in SRMB College of Arts and Science. In addition, he has completed Diploma in Orthopedy and Yoga Science from Annamalai University and Diploma in Acupuncture from Annamalai University in the year 2017 and 2018 and Diploma in Computer Applications in 2008. He has qualified TET in 2015, TN SET in 2017, UGC NET in 2019. He has published a humpty number of articles in international journals. He has published 4 book chapters and a book entitled Basic English. He has presented many research papers on various titles at national and international conferences and seminars. With this brief introduction, I would like to call upon Mr. K. Nandakumar sir to take over the session. Sir, the session is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. It's my pleasure to address today's gathering. Pleasant good morning to everyone. I'm very happy to meet you all. And at the outset, I wish to extend my gratitude to the organizers of this event. So I wish to thank Patron Dr. N. Muthumani ma'am, principal of this college, and I thank Professor Mrs. B.K. Vasanthi ma'am, and I also thank the coordinator, Professor Mrs. Deepika Devi ma'am. Now we shall start the session. Am I audible? Ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Let's start the session with a quote by Dr. Samuel Johnson. Language is the dress of thought. It says, language is the dress of thought. That means the language that we speak, that decides the speaker's attitude, the speaker's thought and knowledge. And he says the language is the dress of thought. That means like or dress. When we speak a language or even to think, we need language. Without language, it is not at all possible to think at all. That is his point. So that much importance he gives to language. So on that ground, here I wish to speak about the ways in which we can enhance our language, especially our English language skills, communications, and our pronunciation. Now, let's see what is communication. With this, some of us have doubt. People generally mean communication means it is only about speaking English, but it is not so. Communication is the act of exchanging one's ideas or information with each other without leading to any confusion and misunderstanding. That is the part. Without any confusion and misunderstanding. As a speaker, we should convey our ideas clearly to our audience. A speaker should be understood clearly. So we should exchange, we should convey our thoughts, ideas without making any confusion in terms of mispronunciation or grammatical errors. In other words, we can say communication is the ability to make one understand what is spoken and also to be understood better by others. And now with this, we shall switch over to the term fluency. When we talk about fluency, we think speaking faster, that is called fluency. It is a misunderstanding. Speaking faster cannot be a fluency. Fluency means it is the ability of speaking, it is not the ability of speaking a language faster. Rather, it is the ability to speak a language clearly in an understandable manner without any deviations, without any confusion. What we intend to communicate, that should be clear. For a speaker, this clarity is very much essential. Clarity of speech is highly essential and very important quality for a speaker. So fluency means not about speaking a language faster. If you speak faster, do you think the receiver would understand, receive all the points? And there is also a problem when we try to speak faster, we can't focus on the pronunciation part and the intonation, that part also. So it is advisable to speak in normal pace as slowly as possible without creating any confusion among the audience. Now let's see, why is English essential? English has become an unavoidable skill. Everyone has to equip his or her language, English. Why we should learn English? Because the English language is a lingua franca of the world. The term lingua franca, that means it is a global or linked language, or you can say it is international language. A language that is spoken in most of the countries. And English is spoken as an official language in 67 countries. And therefore, English is being used in all the fields like education, business, law, science, and so on. So it is highly necessary to enhance our English language, because that is the bridge language by which we can communicate with the world, especially on the international forums. And it connects people across the world despite national, cultural, and linguistic differences. Especially for Indians, India being a multilingual and multicultural country, it is essential to come up with one standard pronunciation. So here it is very much essential to learn a standard pronunciation, a language that can be understood by the audience across the world. When we are in India, we can speak, you may think we can speak English. Suppose when you go to foreign countries, would you speak British accent? When you go to America, would you speak American accent? It is quite impossible. So it is better to learn a standard recognized pronunciation, way of speaking. So that's why English comes as a lingua franca, linked language. So we should focus more on the language and pronunciation part. Now, let me give you some steps to learn English. First of all, let me make a point clear here. English is perceived as knowledge nowadays. If anyone speaks in good English, we consider that person is a knowledgeable person. But it doesn't so. In a foreign country, in English country, even a beggar would speak in English, for which we can't claim him as a knowledgeable person, scholarly person. So, English is just a language to communicate our ideas. It is just a tool to communicate, express our ideas. Like all other languages, English is just a language by which we are expressing our thoughts. And it is the official language, so it is much essential to acquire that language. Any language can be acquired by enhancing the following language skills. So, let me tell you, when we learn a language, we should first of all think of a child. How a child learns, picks up a language. Are we speaking Tamil, our mother tongue, after going to school and after learning our such things? Not so. So now here let me give some steps by which we can acquire our language. The language skills are namely listening, speaking, reading, and writing. So we should enrich our language. We should learn a language not directly to the, it is like a chain. We should ascend from step by step. We can't simply go to the third step. We should go step by step. So listening becomes the essential and primary step. A child, an infant, as soon as it is born, it would never speak. It would take at least 1.5 years, that is 18 months time, to observe. So, as a listener, a child is a good listener. And to learn a language, first of all, we need to have good listening ability. So that's why in all institutions, we conduct programs so that our students can enrich their listening ability, because listening becomes the foremost important thing. Next, after listening, we should try to speak. Speaking becomes the second step. So we should speak without bothering about any grammatical error. We should learn from a child how a child speaks a language without bothering about mistakes and without bothering about the tenses. First of all, as a learner, we should have that confidence. We should just get rid of the shyness and such hesitations. We should not be afraid of the errors that we make. It is not at all our mother tongue. It is just your foreign tongue, your foreign language. So even if we commit mistakes, as students, if you commit mistake in English, it's not at all a crime. It is not a crime. So no need to worry. Don't bother about your mistakes. But I would say, we can commit mistakes, but kindly don't repeat the same mistakes. Because when we repeat the same mistakes, there is no learning at all. So we can commit different kinds of mistakes in the process of acquiring language. So we should speak. Then let's see, let me explain each and everything one by one. Let's see about the listening skill. To be a good listener, we should have the following things, and we can enrich our listening ability by following the following points. First thing, this one, listening to English lectures. When I say about listening to English lectures, it is inclusive of English speeches, professional speeches delivered by great personalities. For example, we can say, all of you may be aware of this one, TED Talks, TED, TED Talks. We should listen to such people's talks so that we can learn what are the things we should do and what are the things we should avoid. And also it is motivational. And watching English news channels. We can also watch English news channels so that we can improve our language, as well as we can also learn the pronunciation part, the intonation part. And then listening to English songs. We can listen to songs as we imitate or sing Tamil songs. We should try to sing English songs as well, so that we can enrich, fine-tune our pronunciation, then accent, intonation part, and the tempo, all such things. For example, when you listen to any English songs, I hope all of you listen to songs. You may like to listen to Tamil songs. To learn English, we should also listen to English songs. So while listening, you should try to imitate it, try to follow it. For example, I should say, every night in my dreams, I see you, I feel you, like that. Near or far, wherever you are. So, read this. Just look at the line. When you try to follow English songs, automatically we can get the accent and then the intonation, such a word stress, sentence stress, rhythm and all. So listening to songs and imitating it, it's a very good practice. And also then watching English movies, we can watch English movies. We can't always watch movies to improve our language. But when you watch Tamil movies, we can also watch English movies just for the sake of improving our English. Suppose if you
Excuse
want to... Ma'am? Yes, ma'am.
The slides are not changing, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Let me look into it.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
Must be a technical snag. No issues. So, by watching English movies or Tamil movies, we can by watching English movies we can learn the language. Suppose we want to watch Tamil movies, preferably we can go for movies with English subtitles. That would be better. Ma'am, now is it? Are you able to view? Are you able to view? Is slide visible?
No, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Slide is not changing.
Is it for everyone?
Yes, sir. Actually, slides are not changing, sir. We are visible. That is visible, sir. PPT, but slides are not changing.
Okay, sir. Wait, sir. Wait.
Yeah, now it is
Now
okay,
it
sir.
is okay. Now it is okay.
Now is visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
We are talking about speaking skills, and when it comes to speaking, it is like learning cycling, learning swimming. We can't learn cycling just by knowing how to cycle. Similarly, we can't learn swimming just by knowing how to swim. So, to acquire any practical skills like language skills, we must practice. We must open our mouth. We should try to speak. Remember, when we learn something, we should think ourselves as children. When we see children, they are least bothered about their mistakes. If they fall down, they will again get up, and they won't feel for their mistakes. Like that, when we learn a language, we should think of ourselves as children. And so, when it comes to speaking, without speaking, language cannot come. So, the first thing, whether it is right or wrong, whether we speak correctly or not, whether you have grammatical knowledge or not, please don't bother about our mistakes. If we bother about mistakes, then we can't even move to the next step at all. Without committing any errors, we can't learn anything. So, errors are proof that we are learning something new. So, whenever we learn anything new, definitely we should come across mistakes. So that we should neglect. We should learn the experience. We should rectify our mistakes, and we should keep going. So, speak in English wherever and whenever possible. In the classroom, since I'm addressing the students, I should say, you need not complain. In our area, everyone is speaking Tamil. How can I speak English? Don't bother. In your classroom, you can speak English. With your friends, you can speak English. With your professors, you can speak English. So, even in your personal chats or talk, conversation, prefer to speak in English. Please kindly don't bother about the errors. Then communicate with your professors, celebrities, or friends in English, whomever you meet, kindly speak in English. So automatically your language will improve. Only thing is we should constantly, consistently, continuously we have to speak. We can prepare short talks. You can prepare any short talks for a minute, 1 minute talk. Actually, I have experimented this one, delivering 1 minute talk, short speeches. That would be really, really effective in enriching our language and speaking skills. I have witnessed the results. It gives massive, miraculous results. So we can ask students to speak a self-introduction. You can introduce yourself, or we can talk about our unforgettable experience, some moments, the golden moments that we can't forget in our lives, and our first achievement or failure. We can speak about our ambition or any classroom seminar, etc. Then we can describe persons. We can describe he is a short boy. He looks smart. He's fair. He has a round face. He has square face, like that. We can describe the person's appearance, or we can describe the classroom environment. Teachers of English need not bother about teaching aids to make any speaking activity. We need not have any tool at all. We have everything in the classroom. Everything in the classroom is available. We can ask students to speak about the classroom environment, or we can ask students to talk about their dream, yesterday's experience, or today's schedule, or like that, future plans. Like that, we can give any task. In the classroom itself, we can utilize the environment effectively. And we can ask students to show directions. Showing directions. Sir, you can go straight. You'll find the State Bank. From there, you take right, walk few meters towards your right-hand side. Like that. We can show directions. That will also make our students speak. It will provide a creative and interesting opportunity for the learners to come up and take part in such activities. And we can also do storytelling. We can tell stories, or the teacher can tell one part of the story and the remaining part we can leave it incomplete, and by which we can ask students to complete the story with their own conclusions, with their own climax scenes. So in that way also we can invoke that interest among the students to speak. So now let's see about the reading skills. Francis Bacon says, reading maketh a full man. So without reading, of course, we can't learn vocabulary. Without reading, we can't learn vocabulary. So it is from personal experience, I say, reading newspaper is a very effective practice. Very effective practice because readers may be of different tastes. When we take newspaper, we can choose any part of our choice, any favorite area of our choice. Some people may like sports. Those who like sports, they can read sports news. Those who are interested in politics, they can read politics news and editorial column and business, cinema, etc. Everything is available. And one more advantage in reading newspaper is we can update the current affairs, and also we can enrich our vocabulary. And one more thing, we can also come across new abbreviations and acronyms by which we can. Ma'am?
Screen not changed, sir. Should be changed.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Due to some, I think, technical issues, let me continue, ma'am. I think it will change. Reading short stories of Indian writers in English. When we ask our students to read stories, they may find it boring. When we read literatures of foreign countries, we may find it difficult to understand their culture and the usage of words. So I would suggest you can go for stories written by Indian writers, especially the writers in our surrounding, the writers from our culture. When we read works written by such Indian writers in English, we can come across many colloquial terms. We can come across biographies, autobiographies, history, etc. And there is one more thing. If you find it difficult to read scholarly article or even newspapers, then such people can go to read primary school books. We can read stories and the rhymes given in the primary school books. That would be really interesting. That would be interesting because the page itself would be attractive with pictures, and we can also find meanings for some difficult terms. So reading primary school books or any piece of information, that would be of great help. And when we read, definitely we should come across some difficult words for which we should depend on standard dictionary. I would prefer Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary or Cambridge Learners Dictionary. We should have that habit of referring to dictionaries, because when you refer to dictionary, we can know the correct spelling, pronunciation, meaning of the word, and the past and past participle form of the word, and different usages of the particular word. For example, how a particular word is used as a noun, verb form, adjective form, and adverb form, like that. When we learn a single word, we can learn all these other things so that we can, in that way, we can enrich our language in a better way. And when it comes to writing, writing is the most difficult skill of all other language skills, because to writing becomes record. Whatever we write, that should be free from grammatical, syntactical, or semantical errors. So we can write about our dreams and aims. If we ask students to write essay, they may not like it. So we can ask them to write their dreams, their aims. And when we give such personal topics, definitely nobody can do any malpractice. There is no need for copying from others. People who think, people who try to write, we should encourage students to write. Only when they write, their language will improve. And when we write, we should preferably use English. And even for social media chats, we can use English. Instead of chatting in Tanglish, or English, it is better to chat with our friends in English. Try to chat in English, no issues. Even if there is mistake, it's no issue. Our friends will not take it seriously. Sometimes our friends, even they may not aware of such mistakes. So make use of every opportunity to enhance our language skills. And we can, when it comes to writing, try to write in short sentences. As an initial learner, we need not go for long sentences, lengthy sentences. Try to confine your idea as precisely as possible, as shortly as possible, without any grammatical mistake, without any serious grammatical mistakes. So that we should do. We can write in short sentences, and while writing, we should not use any short forms. We know how people chat on the social media. For good night, they would write only GD and 8 to say good night. So such things we can avoid. Try to use only full form of the sentences. Don't use short forms or any other form. And it is advisable to use simple present tense, preferably in all our writings. Because simple present tense would be easier than other tenses. We can write easily. So we can go for simple present tense. And when you write something, you should maintain any one particular tense throughout the essay. We should not mingle, we should not mix tenses, different tenses in the same sentence, in the same paragraph. And here I have given an example. Is my slide visible here? Is the slide visible, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, English through media, right?
Visible, sir, but not
No,
changing.
sir, it is visible. Yes, sir.
Please speaking slide is the screen.
Yes, yes. See, we can learn English.
Slide has not changed at all, sir. After speaking,
Pardon, ma'am?
the slide was not changed. Like after reading, writing, and all over, no.
Yes, ma'am.
Slide
Yes,
has
yes.
not got changed.
Ma'am, now is it visible?
Yes, sir. English.
Now visible, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Here, I have taken photograph of a biscuit cover. See, I have highlighted here. In every pocket, we can find this statement just below our MRP rate. best before 6 months from packaging. Best before 6 months from packaging. I don't know how many of you have looked at this one. We rarely read such things. We don't look at it. But actually, even from this, we can think something. Here in this statement, is there any error? Have you ever thought of it? Have you ever looked into it? Best before 6 months from packaging. Is it correct? I don't know why these people use this sentence. Actually here, how can a product would be best before it is being packed? Something meaningless. It should be, instead of before, there should be after. Best after 6 months from packaging. That would be right. So why I have shared is, we can learn English from everywhere. We should look at everything, whatever we see, whatever we read, we should pay some attention to it. We should think over it. If it is wrong, at least we can say it is wrong. Definitely they are not going to change, but we can know how people are using. And next slide. Here is the front page of the Hindu newspaper. There is an advertisement. Is it visible? A new golden era begins in T Nagar from today. From this ad, we can learn simple present tense. New golden era begins. So like this, we can select examples from media. So like this, we should make use of all such media available here with us. And now let's come to the interesting part of today's session. Now I hope you can view the mostly mispronounced words. Indians speak English very well. That means Indians speak English correct, grammatically correct. Miserably, we are least bothered about our pronunciation part. Because we are always bothered about the grammatical sense. We want our language to be grammatically correct. But I don't know how many of us bothered about the exact pronunciation that we, with which we read words or with which we speak English. So for the sake of students, I have listed out some of the selected words that are mostly mispronounced. So, ma'am, may I request any volunteer, student volunteer to read out the words listed out here? Is it possible? Can we ask any student volunteer to read out the word, ma'am?
It's literature.
Yeah, first, thank you. First words, repeat again.
Literature.
Gentlemen, please. Literature. Yeah, generally we read this word, we being literature students and faculty members, we pronounce as it is written. Because that's how we have learned from our mother tongue. But English is different. It is there is no one-to-one correspondence between spelling and pronunciation. That is the problem with English. So actual phonetic transcription is literature. We should pronounce the word as literature or literature. Dear gentlemen, your name? May I know your name?
This is Ashok, sir. This is Ashok.
Yeah, Mr. Ashok, please repeat after me. Literature. Literature.
Literature.
Literature.
Literature.
Yeah, lit-ray. That ray sound we should
Literature.
avoid. That is not a ray, it is re or ra. Literature. And letters given highlighted in capital letter, that should be stressed. Remaining part can be unstressed. Literature. Yeah, please. Literature.
Literature.
Ashok?
Literature.
Literature. The capital letter, the letters written in capital form, that gets more stress. Literature. See, this
Sir, is it
mark, this
literature?
vertical mark, this vertical mark that we can find in dictionary, in phonetic transcription, it shows there we should give more stress. Wherever you find this vertical mark in front of the top left corner, we should stress that particular syllable. So literature, yes. Next word, can you read? Next.
July. I say, sir, July. July.
July. Okay, ma'am. Okay, fine. Because generally people, especially Tamilians, would read this word as July. First syllable itself, we give long syllable. The first syllable is short vowel. July. The stressed part comes in the second syllable. July. It is especially for the Tamilians because we have learnt English from our calendars. We can find they would use Nedil Jew. That is wrong. We should follow July. 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 Stress is placed on the second syllable, July. Very good, ma'am. Thank you. Next word, can anyone read? Third one.
Onion.
Onion. Onion.
Onion. Very good, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Do you like onion, ma'am?
Yeah, very
Onion
much.
roast?
Very much.
Yeah, when we go to hotel, we order. The server would say, "Ananukku or onion day," they would say. So it is not onion as we have learned and understood so far. It is short vowel, onion. It is onion. Ma'am, have you got it?
Yes. Yes.
It is onion. Onion, not onion. It's not onion like Tamil movie, not onion. Onion. Onion.
Onion.
So this one is mostly mispronounced by our students. So that one we have to correct. Then the next word, can anyone try? Anybody
Alumni.
else?
Alumni.
Alumni.
Yes. Yes. All right. Generally, our people would say alumni. Generally, our people would use the term alumni. It is not alumni. It is alumni. Alumni. The second syllable is stressed. Alumni. Alumni. Nice sound we should give. Have you got it? Alumni. Alumni. Yes. Next word.
Hotel.
Next word.
Hotel.
Yes.
Hotel. Hotel. Hotel.
Okay, fine. You are right. Hotel. Hotel. In Tamil, the problem is our Tamilians, they write English words with in Tamil transcript, in Tamil letters. Even when we go to any hotel, they would write Saravana Hotel. They would write hotel. So as we read that spelling, we simply go by the spelling. But in English, that doesn't work out. Spelling and pronunciation is totally different. That's why we mostly land in error. So here, as per the accent stress form, here we should pronounce hotel, hotel, hotel. Yes, hotel. This last syllable is stressed. Okay, next word.
Paper.
Yes.
Paper.
Paper. Very good. Generally, I'm sorry to say, even teachers of English, they tend to say paper. Kindly forget paper. Even my mom, she is an illiterate. As I always say, paper, 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 even my mom has corrected it. And that is the good impact of pronouncing words in our regular life, in our everyday life. We should pronounce it. When we learn something correct, we should practice it. We should not give up. Oh, if I pronounce in this way, people would raise their eyebrows. People would doubt that I don't know English. So we should come out of that kind of anxiety, hesitations. Okay. This paper, and the last syllable R is unstressed. In English, R at the end is always silent, unstressed. Paper. Okay. Next word.
5. 5.
5. Very good, ma'am. You have good pronunciation. Generally, people say 5. Even people would say, not at all, they don't even say 5. They would say 5. 5. The fricative sound, 5. The upper teeth must touch the lower lip. 5. 5. 5. That va sound should be there. 5. And it is long vowel, so we have to say 5. 5. Not 5. 5. Only when we use it in day-to-day life, our students also follow from us. So I request teachers to follow this standard pronunciation so that students automatically they would pick up. Yes. Next, let's see. This word, first letter, first word, N-I-N-E.
9.
Please, yeah, 9.
9.
Yes, 9. Like 5, it is also a long vowel. So we should say 9. We don't say 9. Some people would say 9. 9. They would add extra vowel. So it is 9. 9. 9. Yes. Next word.
11. 11.
11. Yes. And that E should be stressed. But it should be silent. 11. Stress falls on the second syllable. As you can see here, 11. 11. But we are totally suppressing that E sound. We are totally suppressing the E sound. E sound should be there. We generally say 11 o'clock. The function started at 11 o'clock. It is really bad way of pronouncing it. We should say 11. 11. 11. 11. We should practice it. Unless we practice, we can't get it. So next word, this one. This
Content.
yeah, mostly complicated term. Somebody here itself, they are telling content, somebody is telling content. So there is a confusion. As a noun, this word should be pronounced as contents. Contents. As you see here, the vertical mark falls on the first syllable. Content. Content. In adjective form, we can say content. Content. In adjective form, we say content. Second syllable is stressed. But in noun, it should be content. Content. I hope you have got it. Agree with me. Next word.
Police.
Yeah, we say police. When we say police, it may be misunderstood as Polish. P-O-L-I-S-H. So this word is a common word. Most of us pronounce. All of us pronounce nowadays. We cannot everyone must have come across these people. Police, police, police. Second, the last syllable is stressed. Police, police. We say first syllable as stressed. Police, not so. Not at all po, it is pa. Police, police. Next word.
Certificate. Certificate.
Again.
Certificate.
Yeah. See, as I told already, you can find the stress marker here on the second syllable. Certificate. Certificate. We should say certificate. 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 You have to repeat, only then you will get it. Otherwise, you won't. Certificate. Certificate. Second, certificate. Not even Kate. We shouldn't say certificate. 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 So here, this part we have to concentrate. Certificate. Okay, next word.
Petrol.
Petrol.
Yeah. We know this word as petrol. Nowadays, petrol price is hiking every day. We say petrol. Not so. It is petrol. Petrol. Ma'am, anyone can you repeat? Petrol.
Petrol.
Petrol. That's all. Petrol. Somebody is saying petrol. Not so. Petrol. Not pa sound, it is pa sound. Petrol. Petrol. So that one we should pronounce and practice it, otherwise you won't get it. Okay, the last word, this one.
Develop.
Most of us are very familiar with this. Somebody would say develop. Somebody would say develop. Okay, let's see the right form. Develop. Stress falls on the second syllable. Develop. Not develop. Develop. Stress falls on the ver sound. Develop. You got it? Develop. When we pronounce this word as develop, native speaker would understand it. Native speaker, when you say this word to any English speaker, that person would run towards you, because our develop would be misunderstood as develop. That person would start running towards you. Then you have to stop. Why are you coming running? So such things happen if a pronunciation is not standard. So this word we should pronounce develop. And let's see. I have given some steps to become good communicator. To become a good communicator, we need many things. Speaker, we should speak clearly. Clarity of speech is the most important criterion. Whatever we speak, that should be clear. If there is no clarity in our speech, even if you speak for hours together, it will be of no use. It will be in vain. So we should ensure that our speech is clear, especially when we tell about anyone's names, be it our own name. When we ask people to enter their name, they would say faster, Nandakumar, Ramakrishna. In all self-introduction, people would simply just skip their name. They don't even have patience to pronounce their name clearly. So first of all, we should correct this one, because we know our name, but we can't expect others to know our name. Also, when you communicate with people from different cultures, they may not understand our name clearly at all. When you say I'm Panchapakation, nobody would understand. So it is highly essential to say our names name of a person or place or anything. Titles, title of books or title of movie, whatever it is. And numbers, be it our contact number or any address or register number, whatever it is. When it comes to number, we have a bad practice of telling number, that is 99, 999, 66, That is not a standard. That is not the standard way of pronouncing numbers. We should learn from our customer care how it says your number is 9955667 all standard announcements in railway station or airport. You can see the train number 1579 is about to leave from the platform number 3. So there, if they speak like us, nobody would understand, nobody would catch the right train. So when it comes to numbers, we should say with most care. And address, be it email address or our residential address, we should say it clearly. We should not say my email ID nanda@rmb.ac.in. If I say, listener cannot catch it. Because if I say Nanda, when you pronounce your email, your name in your email ID, spelling would be mistaken. Somebody would write Nandha, somebody would write Nanda, somebody would write Nantha. So we should avoid such confusions. So speak clearly. And next thing is to speak clearly, we should speak slowly, first of all. When we speak slowly, automatically our language will be clear. And also when we speak slowly, we can concentrate on pronunciation too. We can think of what to say next. And we can also pronounce words brilliantly, intelligibly. So that is important. And we should greet people in our conversations. It is especially for the students. Kindly use these words given in the quotation marks mostly in your conversation. That would make you, that would sound like professional speech. Greet, whenever you start speaking, kindly greet them. Say good morning or hello, how do you do, like that. And use please. Make only polite speech, polite request. Please, sorry, thank you. So these words we should use in our speech appropriately and frequently. Sorry. If you make any inconvenience to others, we can say sorry, nothing wrong. Some people would say sorry without knowing the meaning of the word sorry. We think sorry means it is asking for apology, forgiveness. It is not so. Sorry means regretting for the error or mistake that we have committed. We should regret. We should say with the guilt, sorry sir. We should say sorry. We should not say sorry. So because people say sorry means it is apologizing, regretting for the error. And we should thank at the end of the conversation or any favor that we receive, we can say thank you. And also it is essential to use proper or appropriate idioms in our speech. When we use idioms in our speech, our language would sound rich and standard. So for example, here I have given only one idiom. I am in cloud 9 to receive your appreciation. I am in cloud 9. When you say this phrase cloud 9, people may not understand it. But the learned people, the native people, they would understand it better. They would understand that you have very good proficiency over your language. You have very good mastery over your language. So it is advisable to use more idioms in our speech. We can learn idioms. We should learn idioms. It means extremely happy. I'm very happy. Now, have given you, have shared some online learning platforms approved by the Indian government. NPTEL may be aware of National Program on Technology Enhanced Learning, NPTEL courses offered by the IIT professors, and SWAYAM, Study Webs of Active Learning for Young Aspiring Minds. SWAYAM courses, these are all online courses. Coursera, STEP program conducted by, organized by the Hindu groups. So these are all, especially NPTEL and SWAYAM, Coursera, these are all approved online platform to study online courses, online subjects. That would be of great value. It would be worthy, and I request all to just do any course in these online platforms. During this pandemic time, you may get time. Yes, then some of the language learning apps for the sake of students I have shared here. We can install it on a mobile, BBC English, English Speak Practice, Daily English Practice, Cake, English Interview for Job, and pschool.in. So these are all some apps that we can install on a mobile, and on daily basis, if you practice it continuously for about a month, definitely our language will, we can enrich our language to great extent. So in this way, we can improve our language, and we can nourish our language as a great one. And now we have come to the brainstorming session, the question answer session. If you have any questions, you can ask. I'm happy to respond to you.
Sir, good afternoon. I am Priyadarshini.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Sir, it is audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, yes.
Sir, good afternoon. I am Priyadarshini. I am working in assistant professor in Vinayaka Missions Kirbananda Warrior Arts and Science College.
Yes.
Sir, I have a quest. That means you told that previous having an app that is installed by each and everyone, it enriches their communications skills.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
For example, the students from Tamil medium, they can't be able to speak, no. So that helps the students to develop their communication. That app.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Definitely, I have used all those apps, and that's why I have shared here. Especially if the initial level learners, those who are from Tamil medium or any other medium, they can go for this particular app that is listed sixth one.
Yes.
pschool.in. I have got it recently. It is very useful. Actually, it is meant for kids.
Okay, sir.
For slow learners, late bloomers, and those who are poor in English, they can utilize it. Even there, we can learn mathematics, Tamil. It's a very good platform.
Okay, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Then another thing, sir, that you list out some words, no, like paper, develop, like that. Then many of the people are wrongly pronounced as a Gangaru. Actually, the pronunciation, what is the pronunciation for Gangaru? Right pronunciation? Gangaru, no, sir.
Kangaroo, I'm not sure of, ma'am. Let me check now.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. So that's what I had the doubt, sir.
May I say something?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shiva, sir, yes.
May I say something? Yeah, actually, the right pronunciation of that word is kangaroo, not gangaroo. It is kangaroo. The first letter is it is kangaroo.
Okay, sir. Thank
you. So people
are
normally saying that word as kangaroo like that, but the real pronunciation of that word is kangaroo.
Okay.
Kangaroo.
Thank you.
Kangaroo.
Thank you.
Kangaroo,
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Swasha, thank you. Kangaroo.
Yeah, it's my pleasure, sir. It's my pleasure.
Sir, can I say something? This is Amrita Chakravarti.
Yes,
from
yes, ma'am.
Bengal.
Please. Yes.
Sir, I mean, you have here, written 6 apps. Which one is more effective to enrich our English language? Of the 6 apps education?
Sixth app, ma'am. Sixth app is meant for children actually. Those who want to improve English from the primary level, the late bloomers or those who are in English, they can go for sixth one.
Okay.
And for good English speaker, we can go for the first one, BBC English.
Okay, sir. Okay.
BBC English.
So one more thing. Okay,
Yes.
okay. BBC English is more effective among the 6 apps that
Yes,
you have
ma'am. And also,
mentioned.
second one, English speak practice, second one. That is also a very good one. We can have conversation with native speakers through app, and that can be recorded. We can listen to our own speech, recorded speech. Such
Okay,
facilities.
sir, one more thing I would like. Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Sir, one more thing I would like to ask that I'm an assistant professor in engineering colleges. In
Yes.
English lab, language lab, in what way I can conduct the English lab? I mean, what are the things I can teach to my students?
Phonetics.
English lab, we can teach vowels and consonant sounds, ma'am. We should, first of all, we should teach them we should teach them the phonetic transcription. All 44 sounds they must know, because since we have got a language lab, we have very good resource to learn the exact pronunciation of the words. So we can learn the good pronunciation, and we can ask students to practice it. If there is a recording facility, we can record a students' practice also. And in that way, we can make it, ma'am.
Okay, and sir, I have conducted group discussion, extempo, 1 minute speech practice, role play session. Sir, is it okay for
Yes.
them? I mean, if I...
Yes, ma'am. They are all good. They are very good activity-based learning, highly effective one. This when it comes to learning pronunciation, teaching pronunciation through machine or any computerized system, that is CAL. We say CAL, computer-assisted language learning.
Okay.
And that would be better to learn pronunciation accurately.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
And doing other activities, definitely they would improve students' speaking skills, and they can easily get rid of that nervousness, such things.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
There is a question.
Hello.
Ma'am. Yes,
Hello.
ma'am.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir. Yeah, I'm basically a teacher. And I would like to recommend one more course. Can I suggest you, sir? Nothing wrong if I recommend you.
Yes, ma'am.
You
Yes,
can also
ma'am.
inform.
No.
The British Council. I went to British Council, sir, many times, and I observed lots of primary classes are conducted for basic learners of English, sir. Because I have also learnt through them. Basic English courses
Yes,
are available in British Council. So along with language learning apps, you can include British Council courses also available in net also, sir. Please, yeah.
Yes.
You can suggest them.
Actually, I thought of it, but I have given only BBC. British Council is also a very good platform.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And lots of English schools, sir. Lots of English schools like Chettinad Vidyashram, and they have phonetic sessions separately for students, sir. Every week, there are 2 classes conducted for students of lower level, like primary level. And the students are improving their language like anything, sir. Awesome.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Yes, ma'am. That the thing is, as far as pronunciation is concerned, the learning should begin from the primary school. When we learn English alphabet, right from there itself, we should learn correctly. The problem with us is we have learned in some other way. Later, when we come across this kind of phonetic transcription, we come to know about the exact pronunciation. We have to unlearn the learned pronunciation, and we have to learn it again with new recognized pronunciation. So that becomes challenge and difficult for us. So if we give such good pronunciation practice in the primary school level itself, it would be fantastic. The output would be better. Because that's the thing, we don't give much importance to pronunciation. We stick to grammar, grammatical meaning, such things, and we always neglect the pronunciation part. That is the result. Yes, anybody else?
Sir, this is Valamati working in a government school.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, apart from the information what you shared so far, sir, do you have any special methods to improve the communication skills of the school students? Because it is a Herculean task to improve their communication, especially for school students.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. We have, ma'am. If you have notebook, if you have anything to take note, you can note it.
Yes, sir. Sure.
Actually, there is a concept like cooperative language learning, ma'am. It is called CLL.
Okay, sir.
CLL approach. So.
Okay.
Repeat, sir. Repeat, please, sir. What is that? GLL?
The CLL or GLL, sir? Cooperative. CLL.
Yeah, think, pair, share.
GLL or
CLL?
Inside, outside, cooperative language learning approach. Inside, outside, circle, jigsaw method, round robin. So we can utilize such activities, ma'am, cooperative language learning activities. It would be really very effective, ma'am. Students, when they communicate with teachers, they would be afraid of. But when we allow them to discuss among themselves in the peer group, they would discuss freely. And also that pronunciation, their communication definitely would improve.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yes, ma'am, we can make use of it. There are many techniques. As of now, I have given only these things.
Okay, sir.
Passing a word, you missed out, sir. Passing a word is a very nice way of improving English skills. Passing a word.
Passing a word. Okay, ma'am. There is fishbowl technique. Many techniques are there, ma'am. Vocabulary games, such things we can connect.
Sir, thank you for using simple English.
Oh, thank you, ma'am.
And you have spoken well. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Welcome. And besides that, there are many approaches, techniques like extempore, role play, group discussion. All these things are already, everyone is aware of it. That's why I have given these techniques. Any question?
So that's a question from chat box. Sir?
Yes, ma'am.
So there is a question from chat box. Can you
Yes,
tell me how to reduce plagiarism in research papers? From Ravi Shankar, sir.
How to reduce plagiarism?
It's a plagiarism in research papers, and he has another question. Can you suggest some software for grammar checking? Can you suggest some software for grammar checking? So these two questions are from Ravi Shankar.
Actually, plagiarism is a literary theft that should be avoided in any research writing. So we can rephrase to avoid plagiarism. Let me tell from my own experience. To avoid plagiarism, if we read any article, whatever we read, we should jot down, we should write down the essence of the particular essay or article in our own language. Whatever we read, we should summarize it in our own language on a piece of paper. And then if you write it, it will never show plagiarism. And also one more thing, we should acknowledge there is nothing wrong in quoting others' views and observations. But when we quote things, we should acknowledge the person. So and so says in their research, so and so found that. So in that way, we have to acknowledge so that we can avoid plagiarism. And for plagiarism software, Urkunt, URKUNT, I think so. That software can be used for plagiarism check. And my personal opinion, when we check our plagiarism for our works or article or research paper, that would be also a part of plagiarism. When we go for final checking at university to submit our thesis, they would have another software to check this plagiarism, level of plagiarism. There it would show in higher form. The percentage of plagiarism would be higher if we have already checked personally. So we should rephrase, we should write in our own language, and we should acknowledge the point. That would be the right idea, I would say. Yes, ma'am, next. Any other question?
Yes, sir, the same person need a suggestion for some software for grammar checking.
Grammar checking, nowadays we use Grammarly. Grammarly, hope you are aware of it. Grammarly. Grammarly. It is a payable software. We should pay for a year subscription. It's a payable one. Grammarly software. Yes. Any other question, ma'am?
That's all from the chat box, sir. Participants, do you have any queries? Participants, do you have any queries? You can ask now.
Ma'am, on obligation, kindly please conduct this kind of program at least year once.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for your suggestion.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am, can we get this PPT that sir has shown to us?
Yes, ma'am. Sir, will you share your PPT with us?
Yes, no issues. I can share to you can share with the organizers. You can collect it from them.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Amrita, ma'am, sure, we will share this PPT through the mail, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much,
Okay.
sir.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Welcome. Shall we wind up now?
Any more queries?
Sir, good afternoon, sir. Sir, this is Esther from the Department of English from Kaveri College, sir. Your session was meticulously organized and it was meticulously organized, sir. So I have a question, sir. Thing is, like, we always have a problem in remembering the words, no, sir. So we generally learn 3-letter words or 4-letter words. We often learn some 7 to 8-letter words. Can you please give us some tricks or tips to remember those big words that we learn? Words like, for example, words like flabbergasted, words like impeccable, certain words like that, no, sir. Unless or until we use it repetitively, we are able to remember that. But can you just give us some tricks or tips to remember those big 5 or 6 or 7 letter words that we actually wanted to use in our language?
Yes, ma'am, I agree with you. Actually, there is no such magic at all. It is very simple. As long as our vocabulary remains passive, we can't remember. We will forget immediately. Whenever we come across new words, we learn it. We proudly think that we will remember the word forever. But all of us are human beings. So it is natural to forget. So to avoid that forgetfulness, we can do one thing. We can use it often in our speaking as well as in our writing, so that when we use it frequently, definitely we won't forget. Is my observation. And there is an idea that if you use anything for 42 times, if we repeat anything for 42 times, that would be stored in our mind. That is my belief. I believe it. Depends on our continuous usage. When we use it often, we can remember it. That is the only technique I know.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, welcome.
சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணிட்டு பக்கத்துல இருக்கிற பெல் ஐகானை கிளிக் பண்ணுங்க. நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
Hello, ma'am. Is there any question? Otherwise,
is there any more queries, participants?
Thank you for an opportunity to attend this webinar, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Shall I wind up, ma'am? Shall I conclude?
Vasanthi, ma'am, shall we wind up?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, sir.
Okay. Ma'am,
before we wind up, could you give me a chance to give my end note, concluding note?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, you can.
It really gives me immense pleasure to have attended this webinar and acted as a resource person. I have also got very good experience from you. It is very interactive. I want my lectures to be interactive, and I'm very much contented with this event. And my suggestion and request to learners and teacher community, that is, in India, we neglect the pronunciation part. So that we should focus on grammar and pronunciation. Both should go parallelly like our eyes. Our eyes. We can't say I want only this eye, I don't want this eye. We can't say like that. So grammar, knowledge of grammar as well as pronunciation must go parallelly together, hand in hand. Only then we can excel in our career. Also will be understood in the international forums. So with that, let me conclude the speech, and I thank the organizers for having organized this webinar. And finally, I request all people to stay safe at their homes and to follow this COVID-19 protocols. Kindly wear masks and use hand sanitizers and take care of yourselves. I want everyone to be safe and to be fine. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Sir, my request.
Thank you, sir.
One request, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, if you don't mind, can you able to give your mail ID?
Mail ID, yes, ma'am. Shall I text
through, yes, sir.
you,
Yes,
ma'am,
sir.
through WhatsApp?
Yes, sir. Yes,
I have
sir.
already
Thank you so much,
sent,
sir.
ma'am. I think you have it. Yes.
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 Okay, sir.
I would like to invite Mrs. Vasanthi ma'am to propose vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, all. On behalf of our English department, I would like to thank our management and principal ma'am for encouraging us to conduct this webinar. Thank you, ma'am. I extend my sincere thanks and gratitude to our resource person for sharing with us all the valuable and useful points to learn English easily. Thank you so much, sir. Next, I thank all the HODs and professors for their active participation. Thank you all. I thank all the scholars and students for their energetic participation till the end of the session. Thank you all. Finally, I thank Mrs. Deepika Devi, Assistant Professor, Department of English, Mr. Ratna Kumar, Head, Department of English, and Mr. Hari Krishnan, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics, for their support and help to conduct this webinar in a successful manner. Once again, I thank you one and all. Please stay home, be safe. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for accepting our proposal, and thank you for the nice presentation.
Yes. Welcome, ma'am. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you. And please.
You have cleared some pronunciation for the words.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Fine.
That is generally
I'm really
used
honored,
by
ma'am.
other
Thank you.
people. Yes, sir. That is
Yes,
commonly used words you have
Excuse me, ma'am.
chosen. Yes, sir.
The link is not opening.
Sir, it is opening, sir. Kindly check. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can.
Shall we wind up, ma'am?
Shall we wind up now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for having given this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Thank you, sir. Participants, you can leave the session.
Ma'am, it's not open.
Sir, already many participants have filled, sir. It is opening. Sir, wait, sir. I will send again. Sir, I have posted in chat box. So just check it, sir, whether it is opening or not. Participants, you can leave the session by yourself. Sir, is it opening? Feedback link is opening or not, sir? Hari? Hari? Am I audible?